Good day to all of you. Ever wondered how our bodies fight against infections? Well, we'll be talking about the different immune response of the body against infection. There's just what we call the immune response. The immune response is how your body recognizes and defends itself against bacteria, viruses, and substances that appear foreign or harmful. The immune system is the body's defense against infections. It attacks germs and helps keep us healthy. The immune system keeps a record of every microbe it has ever defeated in types of white blood cells known as the memory cells. This means it can recognize and destroy the microbe quickly if it enters the body again before it can multiply and make you feel sick. Some infections, like the flu and the common cold, have to be fought many times because so many different viruses or strains of the same type of virus can cause these illnesses. Catching a cold or flu from one virus does not give you immunity against the others. So, what are the parts of the immune system? Many cells and organs work together to protect the body. White blood cells, also called leukocytes, play an important role in the immune system. They move through blood and tissue throughout your body looking for foreign invaders such as the bacteria, viruses, parasites, and fungi. And when they find them, they launch an immune attack. Some types of white blood cells, called phagocytes, chew up invading organisms. Others, called lymphocytes, help the body remember the invaders and destroy them. There are two kinds of lymphocytes, the B lymphocytes and the T lymphocytes. Lymphocytes start out in the bone marrow and either stay there and mature into B cells or go to the thymus gland to mature into T cells. The B lymphocytes are like the body's military intelligence system. They find their targets and send defenses to lock onto them. T cells are like the soldiers. They destroy the invaders and the intelligence system finds. One type of phagocyte is the neutrophil, which fights bacteria. When someone might have bacterial infection, doctors can order a blood test to see if it caused the body to have lots of neutrophils. Other types of phagocytes can do their own jobs to make sure that the body responds to invaders. How does the immune system work? When the body senses foreign substances, called the antigens, the immune system works to recognize the antigens and get rid of them. The B lymphocytes are triggered to make antibodies, also called immunoglobulins. These proteins lock onto specific antigens. After they're made, antibodies usually stay in our bodies in case we have to fight the same germ again. That's why someone who gets sick with this disease, like for example the chickenpox, usually won't get sick from it again. This is also how immunizations or the vaccines prevent some diseases. An immunization introduces the body to an antigen in a way that doesn't make someone sick, but it does let the body make antibodies that will protect the person from future attack by the germ. Although antibodies can recognize an antigen and lock onto it, they can't destroy it without help. That's the job of the T cells. They destroy antigens tagged by antibodies or cells that are infected or somehow changed. The T cells also help signal other cells, like the phagocytes, to do their jobs. Antibodies can also neutralize toxins or the poisonous or damaging substances produced by different organisms. It can also activate a group of proteins called complement that are part of the immune system. Complement helps kill bacteria, viruses, or infected cells. These specialized cells and parts of the immune system offer the body the protection against disease. This protection is called immunity. Humans have three types of immunity: the innate, adaptive, and the passive. The innate immunity is where everyone is born with innate or natural immunity, a type of general protection. For example, the skin acts as a barrier to block germs from entering the body, and the immune system recognizes when certain invaders are foreign and could be dangerous. The second immunity is the adaptive. Adaptive or active immunity develops throughout our lives. We develop adaptive immunity when we're exposed to diseases or when we're immunized against them with vaccines. And the last one, the third, is the passive immunity. Passive immunity is borrowed from another source and it lasts for a long time. For example, antibodies in a mother's breast milk give a baby temporary immunity to diseases the mother has been exposed to. Besides the white blood cells and the antibodies, there are other parts of the immune system. These are the lymphatic system, spleen, bone marrow, and thymus. So let's move to the lymphatic system. The lymphatic system is made up of the white blood cells, or also called the lymphocytes, which I have already mentioned earlier, the lymph nodes, also called the lymph glands, which trap the microbes, and the lymph vessels. These are tubes that carry lymph, or the colorless fluid that bathes your body's tissues and contains infection-fighting white blood cells. The lymphatic system is a network of delicate tubes throughout the body. The main roles of the lymphatic system are to manage the fluid levels in the body. Second is to react to bacteria. Third is to deal with cancer cells. Fourth is to deal with cell products that otherwise would result in disease or disorders. And lastly, to absorb some of the fats in our diet from the intestine. Next one is the spleen. The spleen is a blood filtering organ that removes microbes and destroys old or damaged red blood cells. It also makes disease-fighting components of the immune system, including antibodies and lymphocytes. Next, the bone marrow. Bone marrow is the spongy tissue found inside your bones. It produces the red blood cells our bodies need to carry oxygen, the white blood cells we use to fight infection, and the platelets we need to help our blood clot. Next is the thymus. The thymus is here, the one I'm pointing to. The thymus filters and monitors your blood content. It produces the white blood cells called T lymphocytes. So there are still other ways on how our bodies defend against microbes. These include the skin which is a waterproof barrier that secretes oil with bacteria-killing properties. The lungs. Mucus in the lungs, or the phlegm, traps foreign particles and small hairs which wave the mucus upwards so it can be coughed out. Next is the digestive tract. The mucous lining contains antibodies, and the acid in the stomach can kill most microbes. And there are also other defenses in the body, like the body fluids like skin oil, saliva, and tears, which contain antibacterial enzymes that help reduce the risk of infection. The constant flushing of the urinary tract and the bowel also helps. So, for additional information, did you know that the fever is an immune system response? A rise in body temperature or fever can happen with some infections. This is actually an immune system response. A rise in temperature can kill some microbes. Fever also triggers the body's repair processes. So, that's all for this video. Thank you for watching.